Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for September 12th, 2016. Many across the country and around the world took some time yesterday to remember the events of September 11th, 2001, including those here in Attleboro. The Attleboro Fire Department held their annual remembrance ceremony, and here is a short clip from the presentation.
September 11th, 2001, 7:59 a.m. American Airlines Flight 11, a Boeing 767, takes off from Boston en route to Los Angeles. There were 92 people on board. 8:14 a.m. United Airlines Flight 175, a Boeing 767, takes off from Boston en route to Los Angeles. There were 65 people on board. 8:19 a.m. Flight attendants on Flight 11 alert authorities that their plane has been hijacked. 8:20 a.m. American Airlines Flight 77, a Boeing 757, takes off from Virginia en route to Los Angeles. There were 64 people on board. 8:41 a.m. United Airlines Flight 93, a Boeing 757, takes off from Newark en route to San Francisco. There were 44 people on board. 8:46 a.m. Under the control of terrorists, American Airlines Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Everybody on board is killed. Hundreds inside the building are also killed. 9:03 a.m. Under the control of terrorists, American Airlines Flight 175 crashes into the South Tower 17 minutes after the initial attack. Everyone on board is killed. Hundreds inside the building are also killed. My name is Scott LaChance. I'm the fire chief for the city of Attleboro. And this morning we were here, like many fire departments across the Commonwealth, performing our annual September 11th remembrance ceremony. As everybody recalls, that was a tragic day in the history of our country, and 343 firefighters were killed responding to that incident. So this incident especially holds significance for fire service personnel. While it's certainly important to all members of public safety, it has a special place with us because of that tragic loss of life of the fire service. So one of the things that the fire service does across the Commonwealth and actually across the country is to show our reliance on each other and the sacrifices that were made 15 years ago. Is we do these ceremonies simultaneously across the Commonwealth as best we can. They're usually done with on-duty personnel as well. So at exactly 9:55 each year, departments start to do this ceremony. It's intentionally brief, it's intentionally silent, just to honor the victims of 9/11. And it's done briefly like it was this morning because we try to have on-duty personnel be involved in it as well. And the last thing that we want to have happen is lots of people having to take off in the middle of the ceremony. I don't know that it gets easier, but you just get more skilled at dealing with it, I guess. And then when you compare it to other things that are going on in the world, other parts of the country, we're still very fortunate to live in this country with the security and safety that we all take for granted is still far superior than any place else in the world. So you certainly never take it for granted, and I don't say that it ever goes away, but we are committed to keeping the memories of all of those who lost their lives. You have to be careful that you don't get the mindset that it'll never happen again. I think we're all, myself included, 16 years ago, had you asked me if I thought something like this could ever happen in our country, most of us would have said no. I would have been in that group. While I certainly hope and pray that it never happens again, I'm not the same person I was 15 years ago, so I do watch the news more closely, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have those concerns about, if it could happen again. I think it's important that we keep our children educated so that they understand what happened, that we don't take life for granted, that we make the most of every day, that we set aside our differences, at least the petty ones, and agree that while this nation is certainly not perfect, it's a perfect nation when we all come together and try to do the right thing, and I think that's the message that everybody should have. That was probably the best thing that happened after September 11th, was the way people from different backgrounds joined together for one common cause. So that would be my message, is that to honor those victims, that's how we should conduct ourselves.
That's it for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm Austin Ricketts.